The young lady who is suspected to have been struck by the vector chikungunya was laid to rest on Sunday afternoon at the family homestead in Makefu. Mourners and families of the deceased packed in Makefu Church to farewell the much-loved young lady. The first suspected case is not yet confirmed whether it was the vector chikungunya, as the new health department awaits results from New Zealand to make the determination. This morning, Cabinet endorsed a regulation change for the education term after the Ministry of Social Services announced a delayed start to the new school year is of national importance. Secretary to Government Richard Hipper says the delay is in consideration of the unfortunate events that unfolded last week, but more importantly, the reasons for the delay to ensure there is sufficient time given within the time frame of the suspected health case last week.
So the situation we had last week and resulting in what happened, the situation, etc. There was concerns raised by people, security, safety of children, etc. Because of the uncertainty at this point in time and how we're treating the case seriously treating the case, we did not wish to create further panic, but to work with the minister. And the ending result was that the minister declared or made a decision to defer the starting of the school year, and that to provide certainty and also confidence and some confidence to the parents or those people who are expressing the concern that we will defer the beginning of the school year. The importance of the deferment also took into consideration the incubation period of the suspected case that we had. So it falls within those 7 days. So what was decided was we take it for the 14 days of the alert. So the 1 week falling into the 14 days period seems fitting that we took it on that approach. So there's two things or several things to consider here: is the concerns, the incubation period, which we now fitted into the 14 days with a 1 week deferment of the school year starting, and then the total number of school days is not impacted. They will still have the school, they will still satisfy the approved number of days of learning. It only means that they'll be cut by 1 week when they come to the first break for the semester one.
According to Mr. Hipper, the new change to the start of the term will also mean some minor changes to the rest of the year, but within regulation.
The case being now that although the school year is starting by 1 week late, it will not affect the school year, but what it means that the break for term 1 of the school will be less by 1 week. So they only have a 1 week break for the first break. So that's how we are treating that part of the deferment. But it's important that parents' concerns are being alleviated at this time, and that decision was also approved by Cabinet this morning. According to the Department of Education, the total number of school days is still there. The only difference that the deferment of the starting date and also the holiday break for the first term only being 1 week.
The 3 schools is now confirmed to start next Monday, the 9th of February. Yesterday morning, the Bills Committee met members of the public to discuss submissions on the amendment of the Transport Bill. The committee heard concerns from the public of the powers vested in the police officers to determine offences and issue penalties, among other road infringements. Chairperson of the Bills Committee, Honourable Kupa Mangatongea, said He is happy with the discussions and was very important to ensure the public understand the proposed changes. He says there were concerns about the gap in the unit's charge if there is an infringement on the road, but the charges will be calculated according to the speed device rather than human calculation. Chief of Police Tony Edwards explained at the meeting that changes will be gradual rather than instantaneous. Other amendments include the parking of motor vehicles as well as suggestions by members of the public to re-look at the expansion of roads. Honourable Mangatongia says the amendments need to change as the Principal Act originated in 1965 and the new introduction is hoped to adjust to the change of time as well as vehicle types. The Transport Amendment Bill is expected to submit to the new Legislative Assembly for discussion this month. Hakubu Village has started their 50th Jubilee celebrations with the unveiling of a plaque at the village church yesterday and a launch of the book Koe Tau Tutuanga Hui He Tau Tupuna Me Tau Holonga, written by one of the village historians. Throngs of Hakubu descendants embarked on the island over the weekend to join the celebrations over the week and a half. The program includes a visit tomorrow to some of the historical religious sites within Hakubu village before the main celebratory event on Saturday. The celebrations is expected to welcome hundreds of visitors from overseas and around the island for the celebrations. To end our news bulletin for tonight, the Polynesian Leaders Group concluded their meeting in Auckland yesterday, chaired by newest Premier Honourable Toke Talangi. One of Honourable Premier Talangi's main developmental focus, which he continues to seek support at international meetings, is the fisheries sector, with yesterday's discussions surrounding the island nation's exclusive economic zones and operations within each EEZ. Leaders from Polynesia have agreed to trial for 6 months new technology that could improve monitoring of the region's exclusive economic zones. Members of the PLG also discussed the region's progress and further improvements that could be made. The Prime Minister of Samoa, Honourable Tuila Epa Sailele Malielanga-Oi, has now been appointed the new head of the Polynesian Leaders Group for the next year. That's our news bulletin for this evening. Good night.